The JSU quarterback battle, it is going to be one for the books. We're going to learn a lot after spring and probably see a couple of these guys that transferred in, potentially transferring out, either by spring and definitely by fall camp. Let's talk about it, the good, the bad, and everything in between after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr. YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button as you come on in, support the channel. We got a lot of great things coming for this channel, so continue with that easy support. Just hitting a thumbs up, leaving a comment either in the chat or in the comment section. I always read all of them in the comment section, by the way. And if you want to support, you can become a member. That is also awesome. But today we're here to talk about the JSU quarterback battle. Jackson State has added about 4 or 5 quarterbacks this offseason. Obviously, with the departure of Shedeur Sanders, SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, former Jerry Rice Award winner, essentially lost. He didn't lose a SWAC game his entire 2-year career at Jackson State. That's impressive. You're losing a lot when you lose him. A 30 touchdown, 3,000-yard guy. So it's a big deal. Less than 10 interceptions. It's a big deal when you lose that type of talent. And so to when you lose that type of talent, you have to replace that type of talent. And it's sometimes it's hard to replace it the first year, but you accumulate as much talent as you can and find out who's the best guy to best replace that guy. And so Coach T.C. Taylor wasted no time in going out and getting quarterbacks because Prime told us one thing before he left. He said, I left y'all with a lot of game. And they was like, oh, what's the game that you left us with? And the game, he said, you got to get a QB that can spin it. You got a lot of recent history of HBCU football. It's been a lot of quarterbacks that will run first quarterbacks. I run first, and then I might be able to throw a pass. Almost like running back quarterbacks. And you ain't gonna win no games with a running back quarterback. You can have a quarterback that can run, but you got to have a quarterback that be able to deliver the ball through the air, win the game through the pocket if necessary. That's not to say running can't be a big part of your game. Because we see running worked a whole lot for North Carolina Central and Davius Richard. Davius Richard was probably the best quarterback in all of SES football, or one of the best, him, Lindsey Scott, Shedeur Sanders. But he showed out in the national championship game using his legs, but he also delivered the ball from the pocket. And so that's why you bring in all these quarterbacks to see who can use them legs. And you got to be able to use them legs. Even modern day NFL, ain't too many statues left. Aaron Rodgers didn't make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Brady like the last one standing in the modern NFL. I mean, he's an anomaly. You're not going to be Brady. Let's just put it out there. So you got to be able to use them legs, but you have to be able to deliver the ball from the pocket. And so in getting the right signal caller, Coach TC went out there and added Jason Brown, a South Carolina, Virginia Tech transfer. You added Zy McDonald, a Louisiana Lafayette transfer, also from the SIP. Philip Short, a JUCO transfer, also from Jackson. He's from Jackson, Mississippi. PJ Hatter, a guy out of Houston, Texas that scored 66 touchdowns his senior year. I don't care who the hell you's playing against. You score 55 passing touchdowns, you can spin it. Adding another 11 touchdowns on the ground, you can spin it. And from what I've been told, there's potentially another quarterback coming in, but we won't know that until February signing day. So we'll have to wait and see. But there's 4 and potentially 5 signal callers that have been added to the roster. Now, when you add 5 players in one position, at receivers, all right. Cornerback, D lineman, O lineman, honestly, it's a good thing because at those positions, you need depth. In those positions, you can play 2, 3, 4, 5 at a time. Linebacker, whatever. Quarterback, you can only play 1 at a time. So somebody's going to be left disappointed. And now, here's the thing. You really just don't think a true freshman is going to start. So PJ Hatter, unless he just comes in and kills it, and also he's not enrolling early from what I understand. And so he's going to miss the spring ball. He's not going to get in until June, July. He's going to have all the fall camp to make up any ground, but they're going to have the head start. They're going to have the playbook already. They're going to know the calls. They're going to know the players. They're going to know the receivers, the timing. The other 4 guys are going to get all of that during spring. because we seen from the football vlog that I posted about that was awesome, by the way. Shout out to Riggins. They're going to get all that time that Hatter won't have. So Hatter we can probably etch him out as the starter. So boom, that's one. So now we're down to three. Jason Brown, Zy McDonald, Mississippi native, and Phillip Short, Mississippi native. And so just off the tape that I've seen, now all these guys have limited tape as far as during college. Jason Brown's been at a few different spots, but really hasn't gotten his chance to shine as a true starter since he played in an FCS program. Now, at the FCS program, he's shown he could spin it. And even there in limited duty at South Carolina, he showed he could spin it. But South Carolina brought in Spencer Rattler. He's like, okay, I need to move on. Then Virginia Tech, he thought he'd have a chance. And I watched his interview from Tiger Talk, and it was awesome. He thought he'd have a chance. Didn't really get the chance he wanted. So he doesn't have a whole lot of tape in recent years. But he's had a lot of eligibility, and he wants to use this last year. He really fully, like just from listening to him, he fully expects to come in here and win this job. And all of them feel that way. Don't get it twisted. Zy McDonald, same way. Didn't really get his chance. He was an all-star, star-type player in Mississippi high school, player of the year type player. Awesome. Run around. He's a smaller guy. Now, the Jason Brown is bigger. 6'3", 225, 230. Bigger guy, big strong arm. Not as mobile as a Phillip Short or a Zy McDonald, but he's bigger, stronger. He can deliver the ball from the pocket. Jackson State fans are used to see a quarterback who isn't the most mobile. Shedeur wasn't the most mobile, but can use his legs in spots. But Shedeur had a nice arm and was accurate. And that's the key. Whoever wins this job, whether it's Brown, whether it's Phillip Short, who I like Phillip Short a lot because he played under the Bo Wallace system at JUCO, put up crazy JUCO numbers, JUCO All-American. Now, he is smaller than Brown, but he is mobile. He's got a nice arm. And we run a high tempo offense. And honestly, between all the guys outside of PJ who played in high school, Phillip's got the most college experience. He's played the most in college. Jason didn't really play a whole lot of Virginia Tech. He didn't really play a whole lot of South Carolina. Zy didn't play a whole lot. And it was just one, maybe 2 years at Louisiana Lafayette. But Phillip actually played, now granted, you can say it was the JUCO level, but he played a lot at JUCO. And he played really well at JUCO. Now, the dark horse is Zy. Zy's a dark horse because he's smaller, but he's a Mississippi guy, so you know he's going to have plenty, just like Phillip, plenty of fans in the stands, plenty of family members in the stands every single game, and he is electric with the ball in his hands. He is the dynamic runner of the big four, of the four. Now, PJ, I'm kind of marking him out, and I may be foolishly marking him out because he's a freshman. He won't get there until late, and I think possibly they'll have the starter name by the time PJ gets there, but I could be wrong. We've seen freshmen come in, light it up at fall camp, and end up the starter on day one. It doesn't happen very often in college football. But even if it's not day one, we saw Julian Calvez at Grambling just last year. Starters were struggling. Hawkins was struggling, whatever. And by the 4th, 5th game, Julian Calvez was a true freshman and was the starter the rest of the season. And that's not saying that can't happen for a PJ Hatter, because when you put up those kind of numbers, you got to be some kind of player. 66 touchdowns for a senior year is just freaking insane. In a season, you can only play 15 games. 66 touchdowns is Joe Burrow numbers at LSU. But anyway, I like this battle. I like to see who's going to emerge. I don't have any predictions. I need to see some spring ball. I need to see a spring game. I need to see these guys working with the receivers, and they got plenty of receiver talent. Trevante, Malachi's back. Oh my God, Malachi's back. Seven McGee, the tight ends, and DJ Stevens, Hayden Hagler. Shout out to Hayden, he's back. Hayden Hagler's back. Jensen Riley, their offensive line, and they're rebuilding the offensive line, and that's going to be key too, because if the offensive line isn't any good, it's going to be hard for someone like Jason Brown, just from what I've seen, to have great success, because you got to be mobile. And I don't know how mobile he is compared to Phillip and Zy. Phillip and Zy have shown that they can get out, and if that offensive line is bad, they can get loose. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Jason, 6'3", 230, is going to be able to get loose like I've seen Phillip get loose with the rock in his hand, like I've seen Zy get loose with the rock in his hand, like I've seen PJ get loose with the rock in his hand. And so that's going to be interesting. They have to rebuild that offensive line. Now, good thing is 3/5 of the O-line is back. Debo, Zach Bro, Evan Henry. So you got, Willis Patrick, who left tackle, he's gone. Tyler Brown, starting guard, All-American guard, going to Colorado. So you got an interior piece and a left tackle piece. Those are two pieces that need to be replaced. You have to get that fixed if you want the best case for any of these quarterbacks, Zy, PJ, Phillip, or Jason. But if the offensive line is more like offensive line in Coach Prime year one, fall year one, even though they won a SWAC and won it's not going to be good for any of these guys. Got to get that O-line fixed. They got to get that O-line fixed. And I think one of these dudes are going to be really, really good. I think somebody's going to pop. I don't know who. I think somebody's going to pop, and you're going to have another really good season. You've got a ton of guys returning on the defensive side. You've got a ton of great skill players on that offensive side. You got a couple of holes you need to plug on the O-line, but you're offering offensive linemen like crazy. I see all the offers going out to all these O-linemen, D1 bounce backs, JUCO guys, whoever. Ton of offensive line offers. So you'll see a few more of those guys commit and sign by February. And then you'll see a few more guys commit and sign, before fall camp. And you'll see a few more guys commit and sign one fall camp, right one at the start of fall camp in August. But the QB battle, I think you got your guy somewhere on this roster, potentially. I think you've got, out of the four guys that I mentioned, PJ, Jason, Phillip, and Zai, somebody's going to emerge, and somebody's going to be really, really good for you, JSU. This roster is still stacked. This roster is still one of the best, if not the best, in the entire SWAC. I don't care what anybody says. Even with the departures. Yeah, you lose Travis and Shedeur and Cam and Jeremiah, which I think huge loss. Jeremiah, Shiloh. You lost a lot of pieces. Don't get it twisted. But you got a whole lot of pieces still left on this roster. A whole lot of really good pieces. Just how deep, this is how stacked and how talented this roster was last year. Because some of the guys that didn't play a whole lot, Malachi, Trevante, could have been some of the best players in the entire SWAC. They didn't even play for whatever reason. So I'd like to see what that's going to look like. And the quarterback, whoever that quarterback is of the future, is going to need each and every single person on that roster, both on offense and defense, to be successful. So it's going to be interesting to watch and see how it plays out. You leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Who do you think will be QB1 game one again in the MEAC SWAC Challenge against none other than South Carolina State? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It means a whole lot to me. It means a whole lot for the algorithm. So on count of three, 1, 2, 3, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.